Good morning and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Castle Keeper Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is an announcement video where I am announcing my newest campaign project that I'm looking to launch sometime late August, early September, and that is going to be a Castles and Crusades game system set in the world of Greyhawk. And the world of Greyhawk setting that I am going to continue using is just an extension of my current AD&D First Edition campaign. It's going to be in a different location, but still following along with the same timeline. So by late August, early September, I anticipate that my current AD&D First Edition group, their characters will be complete with the general storyline, the main storyline of their campaign, and they've already accomplished so much in the nearly 2 years that we've been running, and they've really changed the world in certainly in the country that they are in, and as they get into those upper level bands. So I'm predicting they'll be around levels 12 or higher by that point. I really want to start moving those characters, if they survive, through the next 5 months worth of adventuring. I really want to move them into the domain level of gameplay, which means that they would become um, NPCs for most of the time, and then every once in a while, by popular demand of my player group, they do want to revisit these characters from time to time. Certainly not every week, but perhaps once a month or something, just to keep tabs on them and see what they're doing and what they're accomplishing. And even though the two starting locations, Yomenri and Furiandi, are somewhat separated from each other, they're virtually not in the same region, but in adjacent regions. Um, News will travel through this entire section of the world as these major events take place, and so their new characters using the Castles and Crusades system might become vaguely aware of their previous characters, which were AD&D First Edition, and eventually the systems are fairly easy to mix, and I can have them recreate their First Edition characters into Castles and Crusades. So let me switch views here so you get a better look. So in order to do this, and if you are interested in jumping in on this campaign, which is another reason why I'm doing this video, is right now I currently have 7 players in our group. Another player had to depart because of real life requirements, and completely understandable that time slot wasn't working any longer. But so I am opened up for at least another 2, if not 3, players to come on in and join in our campaign. Now, I know I already have 1 or 2 that are have expressed interest already, so I still have room for at least one more. But we'll play that out by ear as well. So, what do you need for joining in on this campaign? You need the player's handbook for Castles and Crusades, and this you can also get for free as a PDF right from Trollord Games website. So this is all you really need to play the game. If you are just looking to be a player, So that is there. The other thing that you may want to get a hold of if you are planning on being a castle keeper is Monsters and Treasures. And so once you have these two books, you're actually good to go. You don't need anything else in the system. All right. So those are the two books that we are going to be utilizing and focusing, plus some others that we have access to that you may also as well, such as the player's companion and such, which gives some more additional classes. There's the adventurer's backpack, which also includes additional items and such. So there's a lot to this game system, but you really only need two books to run it and one book to play it. And again, you can get this for free as a PDF right there online. So got to make sure I don't get some schmutz on my books. And okay, I had a little water spot on my desk. The other things that I'm going to be using, and it just so happens that the country that they're going to start off in is right there on the front cover. So this is the world of Greyhawk from the box set, the original box set, which I have, including the map. And actually, you can see it right there, and really excited to keep on doing my adventuring in the world of Greyhawk. That has always been my favorite D&D setting, and so I'm going to continue that along. There is a setting called Aired that comes with, or that's meant to be used along with Castles and Crusades, and I have it, and it's just very very deep reading, and I'm just not that dedicated into learning a whole new world and a whole new setting to try to build adventures in. I'm really stuck in the past and my nostalgia for the world of Greyhawk, and that's where I will probably continue doing my gameplay. So I have the original. I picked these up along the way over the last couple of years. So I have Greyhawk: The Adventure Begins, and this was written by Roger E. Moore, who I actually met in 1985. So that was, pretty cool. Has some cool maps along with it. I also have the Atlas of the Flanace. I always pronounce that wrong. This is designed by Carl Sargent. All right, and let's see, anybody else like really goes to actually writing the thing. So edited by Anne Brown, but it's all designed by Carl Sargent. And so this is kind of after or during the Greyhawk Wars. So so this is just a good thing to have as far as a period piece, so that I can kind of see where the world is kind of going. And yeah, it's all designed by Carl Sargent. And then as well, uh, first edition hardback by James M. Ward. So you can't go wrong with anything that he has designed, and this just again gives like atlas information and glossary and just a little bit more depth than what the box set, the original box set had. I also have Dragon magazines that I can pull from because there's a lot in the Dragon magazines. I have the original novels written by Gary Gygax that I can go back and reread and get even more context for it as well. So I'm really excited about this new campaign, and like I said, we are already planning as I speak right now. I mean, I was just on Discord this morning, on my channel's Discord channel, talking about, what are some of our plans? What do we want to run a campaign where you're all in the service of the king of Fariandi? Or do you want to run an evil campaign where you're all hobgoblins in Eots or the Horn Society? working against this year, and so far there have been like 5 or 6 votes for Yandi and 1 vote for the Hobgoblin campaign, and so we're kind of leaning towards that. I still have a few more votes to tally in, and then we'll see like a timeline of when we're going to actually begin this. I anticipate it happening sometime around early September. Um, so it still will be the summer of 2023. And if anybody does join in now, then I will certainly lock those individuals in place until we hit our 10. I'll start making the roll 20 layout for it, and also monitor Foundry, which I do have, which is geared towards Castles and Crusades as well. So I can take a look at that. I think they've updated on roll 20 the Castles and Crusades character sheet as well. They made some fixes there. So I could use either of those two systems. I'm really not concerned about which VTT we're going to use. And then, like I said, once we fill up with the 10 players, then we will continue to kind of organize, and I'll have everybody make their characters, and possibly even secondary characters, because and one thing about Castles and Crusades is that it's a little bit more challenging than AD&D First Edition, even. So, it is it's an unforgiving system as far as if you make mistakes in combat, or you just get really unlucky rolls and such like that. So it's a challenging system for that kind of a thing, and that's really kind of where I like to be anyway. Is as both a player and as a castle keeper, or a game master in general. I like there to be significant challenges that the player characters have to overcome, so that they can be truly heroic, because you can only be heroic in a game session that really does put your characters to the challenge. So, with all of that being said, that's where the campaign is going to launch off sometime in the in the late August, early September. I'm assuming around early September, and with all of that being said, I am going to move to the last screen and just talk about the channel a little bit, because I had a goal set for March 31st and I set this goal about 3 months ago, I believe, or possibly even in December, because I do check where my channel is moving to at certain times of the year. August 31st is one. Then I usually look around December. Um, the channel's actual birthday is just December 30th. So I always look on December 30th, and then my birthday, March 31st. And I kind of look at those three dates and see how the channel is growing. So I was expecting to be at 2,500 by my birthday today. And so I'm just going to switch screens here and bring this up. And as you can see, the channel is currently, actually, let me refresh this in case it's gone up one or down one. Nope, it's still there. So 2657. So I am 157 subscribers above my target. And I'm really appreciative to everyone who has helped the channel get to that point. And, if there are any things that you want to see on the channel, please feel free to put that in the comments and say, hey, take a look at this, take a look at this game or this video. I'd like to hear your response to it. Or if you have a Kickstarter that you're running yourself, and you want me to take a look at your Kickstarter or your game, and you want me to do a review, I am an unpaid reviewer. I will not accept payment for it. The most that I will accept is a free copy of the PDF so that I can look it over and then craft a response or a review video or a first look video, um, looking over your product and then giving you some feedback as well. So yeah, if you're a creator, content creator, and you want me to take a look, I will certainly take a look. If you have a YouTube channel that you would like for me to take a look at, and you know you want some advice, or you want to give me some advice, on some things that we can be doing on our channels better, freely open to that as well. And I do feature other YouTube channels on my channel, and these are long relationships that I've had with some other YouTube creators. So yeah, I never look at anyone as an adversary. Even though we may or may not be competing for the same kind of audience, I think that every channel has its own uniqueness. And so I don't see any of us as being in direct competition with one another. So yeah, that's where it kind of stands. And you can see my most recent video here was risk injury and even death of characters, player characters in particular, is essential in order to be heroic, which is something I kind of just reiterated. And then I have a couple Shadow Dark and Honor Among Thieves and DCC. Dying Earth was another recent video that I put out as well, because I just got that product in the mail, and so I'm expecting a couple of others as well. So the channel is doing really well, and I really appreciate everyone who has been coming in. And I'm going to switch views here. So I really appreciate everyone that's been coming in. I especially appreciate those of you that have been popping into the Discord server, which I'd really like to see a lot more people come into. So if you haven't joined the Discord, you can certainly jump in right in the description, video description, and just click on that and come right in. And that's one of the best ways to get integrated into my playing circle, is to do that way, and to reach out. There's also the usual, subscribe, share videos, join as a member if you have some excess income, and there's various levels of engagement on that front as well, from like a dollar to $2 to $3 to $4, no more than $4 set up there. So you can support the channel that way as well, and that will certainly give you access to playing in some of my games on a regular basis, more so than just one shots, which I'm planning to do several of as well. And finally, I always close out most of my videos with I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen sometime soon. Well, I will be at Rising Phoenix Con in Massachusetts on April 21st through 23rd. I am running two games there. I'm running a Gangbusters game, which there are still tickets available for that. And I'm running Blade Runner, the introductory module that's or adventure that's in the starter box. But I'm also bringing some backup games so that I can run any of those in case there's some downtime or open tables and such. So, or if no one signs up for, I do have someone signed up for the Gangbusters, so that's definitely running. But if no one signs up for the Blade Runner, then I will have some backups to run that as well. So yeah, I'm going there with at least, I would say, like 5 game systems ready to roll, and we'll see what we can do with some impromptu game running there as well. So Not only do I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon, but I certainly look forward to meeting some of you at the next convention I'm going to. I'm also planning on going to ShireCon in September. Maybe I'll have my Castles and Crusades campaign running by that point. It's either September or October, so definitely have it by then. And then I have decided that I am definitely going to go to Gary Con in 2024. Gary Con in the 50th year anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. I am going to scrimp and save and just lock in that date to make sure that I get myself out there. So I'm really excited about starting to put those things together. It's like building any campaign, right? You don't just say, "Hey, I'm going to start a campaign and start one," 3 days later. Campaigns and big trips, take time to plan ahead on and to really get it so that when you get there or when it hits that launch day, you're not just launching it, but you're hitting the ground running. And so that's what I'm looking forward to do with my new campaign, and as well as some of the expansion of my in-person game playing as well, or running games as well. So thanks for joining. As always, stay safe out there. It is Friday, so enjoy your weekend. And, as always, I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. Have a great day.